So one of our core competencies is being able to manage our balance over our base of support, AKA, can I keep my foot engaged and integrated to the ground while my body solves movement problems. But this is also a sneaky way of helping athletes own their available range. So if you imagine holding something, I'll grab this ball, right? One of the keys here is it doesn't matter where I'm holding or what's going on, I want my foot pressure to remain constant. And this is where a huge mistake happens with a lot of athletes, where they are unable to connect the dots between a lot of the movements that we're doing. Why is the front squat similar to the back squat? Same as the deadlift, same as the kettlebell swing. Well, one of the things that we can do to connect that dot is help our athletes appreciate that we're just trying to simplify the system. And that system simplification is, hey, I try to limit the amount of back wobbliness going on, right? I want to use my big joints the way I can, my hips, my knees, my ankles, right? These are large joints that are handling large forces through the load. But if I'm trying to keep my torso upright as long as possible, eventually I'm going to run out of ankles, right? I've my balance between the ball of my foot and my heel, and I might have to hinge forward. Well, all of a sudden, depending on how much ankle range of motion I have, right, is the movement solution I'm going to be able to employ. So if I am picking something up off the ground and standing up with it, foot pressure should remain constant, which means I absolutely have to have some ankle range of motion again in order for me to transition to this upright torso where I can begin jumping. And if we're being totally honest, Olympic lifting is pretty simple. Hang on, Chad Vaughn, I know you're with me. Is that all I'm doing is moving this weight into a position where I get my torso upright and be able to apply force to it. I mean, that's really simple. That's why it translates really well to so many of our sports, right? I'm gonna have to go from here, but I'm gonna have to change the orientation of my spine and back. Now, the key here is that if I don't have a lot of ankle range of motion, man, I'm going to be left with doing a lot more hinging style strategies. If I have more ankle range of motion, it starts to give me options to the choices that I'm making with my hips, making with my body position. But ultimately, it doesn't matter where my torso is, what the weight is doing, where I'm holding the weight. The relationship around the ball of the foot stays the same. So ultimately what we're doing is saying, hey, can you handle this load? Can you let your body, its anthropometry, its limb length, its torso length, solve this movement solution? This is why we don't actually teach a specific position of the shin, a specific position of the back. Those things will sort themselves out based on your unique anthropometry, your unique structure. But foot pressure is part of that game. And when my athletes, I'm trying to get them into torso upright in this position, but they can't wedge there, we're gonna start to see movement solutions, movement solutions, movement solutions, right? And those stable compensations don't do us a favor of applying or having access to as many choices as we would like, and it potentially lets us not enjoy the ability of transference from the gym to sport. Again, foot pressure, being able to minimize the deviation and wobbles, being able to maintain that foot pressure independent of where the load is, independent of what the task is, creating that fluency and movement competency, that's the game. Need that 20 degrees of dorsiflexion, and it's not just about squatting.